Well, it was an explosive night offensively for the Duluth Huskies as they're able to polish off a victory against the Mankato Moondogs by a final score of 14-4, as the Huskies' second half record now goes to 3 wins and 6 losses, and Mankato will also fall to 3-6. Popalis and Max Stapleton brought you through all tonight's action on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. But before we kick things off up here, our Cal Freeman is down on the field with Daryl Johnson Jr., tonight's Husky starting pitcher, who had a fantastic outing.
Thank you, guys. I'm standing by with Huskies winning pitcher Daryl Johnson Jr. Daryl, phenomenal tonight, 3 2/3 of no-hit baseball. What was working for you?
I started off working with my fastball really early, and then towards like the second and third inning, kind of just caught him off guard with off speed and stuff, and was able to work in things for strikes. That was a big thing for me tonight.
Snaps a 4-game losing streak for you guys, where you guys played some really good opponents, but you came up just a little short. How good does this win feel to beat the Moondogs by 10 tonight?
It feels good. Like I told the guys yesterday, we're not losing tomorrow because I'm starting, and that's what happened. So,
Daryl Johnson, a confident man. His second start of the season is his first win of the year. Back to you guys upstairs.
Thank you, Cal, for that. Daryl Johnson Jr. able to work 3 2/3 innings tonight. Not able to get that quality start after running into some free pass issues there in the fourth defensively there on the mound. But he gave up no hits tonight, and by far this was his best outing of the season, Max.
Oh, well, we talked about it a little bit in pregame show, throughout the game, especially towards the later parts of the game. In hindsight, Daryl Johnson Jr. was absolutely fantastic today. You could not have expected it coming into today with the team worst ERA, but he looked great, faced the minimum through the first 3 innings. He did end up walking 5 total, but it didn't really come back to haunt him as Jake Shalanka came in a huge spot with the bases loaded and was able to get the out he needed. What a performance from those two specifically today, Yeah,
that 1-2 punch of Daryl Johnson Jr. and Jake Shalanka, they were too tough to tame for the for the Mankato Moondogs offense, I should say. But it was definitely a lackluster performance by most of the pitchers tonight for the visiting Mankato squad. It started with Miles Garrett on the mound out of Vanderbilt University. Really was expecting to see some good stuff out of him, but the Huskies got on his case early. 3 runs in the bottom of the first, a pair of runs in the second, and then 5 in the third inning. In the blink of an eye, it was 10-0 in favor of Duluth, and that's how it all got going tonight. And then the final score in the end breaches 14-4. But let's take you through all of tonight's action with our highlights package here, as we'll start here in the top of the first inning. Runner on first. It's a Huskies double play, 6-4-3, as Christian Campbell gets it over to Frederick to Powell. Big play right there.
Then Payne Powell hits one right back up the middle and off of the bag. He's able to score a run here, and that is how the Huskies got started in this game.
And then Colin Burgess is going to hit this one for an RBI, 2 RBI double, I should say, as it gets past the diving Kai Roberts in center field. A couple of Huskies coming home to score right there. If you like 2 RBIs on one play, here's another one. 2 RBI triple off the bat of Christian Campbell, who's able to leg it all the way around the base paths. There's Cam Frederick coming home to score, and following him up was Ambrin Wojcik.
Yeah, after this 2 RBI triple from Christian Campbell, overall, the very next inning, Ambrin Wojcik was able to get another RBI of his own with that single. And then a Husky score on the wild pitch here, make it a 6-0 ball game early.
Peyton Powell, on this opportunity, belts a 2 RBI single with the bases loaded in the third. That really got the Huskies out in front by that 10-0 margin, as we mentioned.
Then Shalanka right there gets a strikeout to end the 5th inning in a little bit of a jam. But right back, Colin Burgess goes the other way with a 2 RBI single into right field. The Huskies just kept on pouring it on by this point as we head into the 6th inning.
Yeah, Burgess with 4 RBIs overall on the night. Here's a little bit of offense for Mankato. Not much to speak of as Orlando Salinas gets a 2 RBI double off his bat right there to get the deficit back to 10. It was 13-3 at that point, setting it up for a Bobby Blandford RBI single to put the score at 14-3. And then at the end of things on the night, it's the final out right here. Cam Frederick able to get that out as he went from second base to shortstop. A lot of bouncing around tonight after Christian Campbell had to leave the game early. That's a storyline we'll have to keep track on for Duluth over the next day or so. But It's just offense tonight that you really have to credit for Duluth. This team struggled over their last 5 games, going 1-4, but they get off of a 4-game losing streak tonight. Everything just came together for them.
And overall, it was the approach at the plate for the Huskies that really did them a ton of favors in the batter's box. They were patient all night long. A lot of guys who didn't have hits early on in this game were still finding ways to be productive, especially towards the bottom of the lineup. But as a whole, they knew the Mankato pitching staff gave up a lot of walks, especially their starter in Miles Garrett, and they were able to exploit that today.
So the final line in this one tonight, it's Mankato 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. They left 10 men on base tonight. The Huskies get 14 runs on 9 hits, no errors, and they left 11 men left on base. The win goes to Jake Shalanka, and then the loss will go to Miles Garrett, who falls to 0-1, and there's no save to report tonight. It took us 3 hours and 22 minutes to make it through tonight's contest, and that'll just about wrap things up here for the Duluth Huskies post-game show. For my broadcast partner in Max Stapleton, I'm Evan Popalis. Thank you so much for tuning into tonight's contest. Whether you're able to catch just an inning or two, or you stuck with us along the ride for the full 9 innings, we thank you for being here with us tonight. For Max, I'm Evan, saying thank you for watching Duluth Huskies baseball here on the Northwoods League Baseball Network.